Hi, my name is Anne, and this is my first vlog, I believe. and I wanted to get on YouTube. My daughter and I were having breakfast, and I was talking with her, and I says, it would be so nice to be on YouTube. And she says, well, Mom, I can help you. And she set everything up. She's really, really good. And so what I will be doing is I will be talking about many different things. I'll be talking about experiences, uh, places I've been. Uh, a whole Basically, it's going to be a whole variety show of everything, and I'm hoping to keep it interesting and not boring. And of course, I've only got about 15 minutes, so it can't be too bad. Uh, you know what I'm saying? Um, but I figure the first topic I will touch is is about our house. Okay. Now, I'm originally from California, and my daughter was born in Oklahoma, and my husband's from North Carolina, and so we live here in North Carolina. Beautiful state. People are so nice. I mean, it's gorgeous. Green trees, you got the beaches, the ocean, you got the sand hills. It's a beautiful state. It really is. It's like, it's one of those America's best kept secrets. And, but anyway, so we came out here, it was about 17 years ago. And then I guess I would say within less than a year, we were allowed to have this wonderful, this house was given to us. It's a beautiful house. And growing up in California, I'm used to having a house and a smaller yard and a fence all the way around. And this is the first time I've really lived in a rural area. It's not, it's just beautiful. It's what makes this rural area very unique. It has, the pine trees and everything. But anyway, it's a very nice place. We have a nice big lot, nice good sized property. And when you look out in the back, in the words of my godfather, Frank, it's like, you have this big park behind you. So we feel very, very thankful and very blessed. And our family, we're very religious. And we're very thankful to say we're very religious. And so, anyway, we moved into the house. And I remember at that time, my daughter she was not quite 2, but she was but almost, well, no, actually, I take it back. Yeah, she had turned 2, actually, by the time we moved into the house. And I remember we were so excited because this is the best house we've ever been in. And then I remember the first couple of months, she was used to being in her own room, her own bed, and everything was fine. And then it seemed like if I recall correctly, it was within a few months, I put my daughter to bed, and she would scream. I mean, she was screaming bloody murder. I mean, it was like, she was like, she's normally, she's one of those cool babies. She's born with a beautiful Gerber head. Beautiful. I mean, she's a beautiful. Right now, she's 18 going on 19. She's a very beautiful young lady. Very fine, very accomplished. And so even as a baby, she's just beautiful. But she was never, running around screaming, real loud or anything like that. So we put her to bed, and then then one night she was just like screaming, 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 and she just kept on crying. And I thought, well, maybe, is it, this or that, and so then we figured, okay. So then she went to bed, and then it kept on. It was like night after night after night. Every night we try to put her to bed, she was, screaming and screaming and screaming, and I was scratching my head trying to figure out, well, it's like, you know, what is this, And then it's like, well, she's eating well, and she's a happy child, and we're not abusing her or anything like that. So I was just trying to figure out, well, what's going on. So then finally, after so much, I think it was like a couple of weeks, maybe a week or two. I can't remember the time frame, but I said to my husband, look, tonight I'm gonna go ahead and put my daughter into the master bedroom, and she'll sleep in here with myself, and yourself. And so then he said, okay. And then after, my husband had some theories like, well, maybe she just, wants to sleep with mom, that type of thing. And that's why she's, but at 2 years old, premeditation doesn't make any sense. I mean, I don't know. It just doesn't make any sense. So I decided my husband was in his man cave, which is right next to my daughter's bedroom. It's right across the hall. So on the other side of the house from the master bedroom. So I decided to just kind of try it out myself. So while he was watching his little TV in the other room, I slid into my daughter's bedroom. She was asleep in the master already. And I said, well, I turned off the lights. And at that time, she had a full-size bed. And I mean, it's a pretty good sized bed for a 2-year-old child, but we wanted her to have a nice bed as she grew up. And so I got into the bed, and then I put the blankets over me, and I could hear the TV from the other, the man cave. And then I laid there. Now, I've had some experiences, earlier in my life, and so, in other places, but that's for another day. But anyway, I got in there, and I closed my eyes, and it was dark. And then I remember I started hearing this buzzing noise. It's like a zzz, it's like an ee noise. It's an unusual noise. It's like this buzzing noise, and then it's like it got louder and louder. And I thought, well, it's just the sound of silence, but it's magnified. And then I kind of turned my eye, and I kind of looked towards. There's like a window on one side of the wall, and then you have these closets that had mirrors. And I kind of looked towards the foot of the bed. And I remember it started off towards the window that was facing on the left side of the bed. And it was dark. It was a dark, like a cloudy, kind of a dark, blackish, cloudy thing. And then you kind of notice it. It started getting lighter as it getting towards the closet, where the closets were coming away from the window, and then it seemed like it got lighter, but I don't know how to describe it to you. You can feel something. It's like when a person comes up behind you, and they're gonna like creep up behind you and say boo or something, and sometimes you can have that feeling. You know the person's behind you. You can feel them. Well, I sensed it. It's like I could sense it and I could see it, and it was like it was kind of grayish, eerie. It became almost like fog-like, and then I remember it going around the edge of the bed, and then coming towards my side of the bed. And then I was, at this point, I'm just like, I'm really, really scared. It's like I'm freaking out, And it's like you don't want to move. You don't want to move, and you don't want to open your eyes, but you want to open your eyes, because if you don't open your eyes, you can't see what it is, and you figure something bad's going to happen. But if you open your eyes, you know whatever it is can see you. So it makes you, and then you can't say anything because you're in shock, because you can't believe what you're hearing or what you're seeing. And then all of a sudden, I felt it sweep towards closer to my side on this side, on my right side. And then it felt like wherever it was kind of like leaning over, start like this leaning over thing over me. And at that point, I was like at I was like at, level number 10 plus 1,000. It's like, I was just like, it's just like those scary movies. Those scary movies, you say, it's all fake and everything. But when you're scared, I mean, you're really, really scared. You really do start getting the shakes, and then it's like, whoa, you really get that feeling that, whoa. So you just get that feeling like, oh my stars, I gotta get out of here. And I remember, I'm trying to remember, but I think I rolled back the blanket and I got out of there. And then I got into the hallway and I saw my husband in the man cave, and he was watching the TV, oblivious to everything. I mean, he didn't even know what was going on. And I'd only been in the room maybe 10, 15 minutes, but it seemed like an eternity. And then I told him, look, I won't mention my daughter's name for privacy purposes. As a matter of fact, I'll just call her Rose. I says, Rose, I know why Rose is screaming in that room. And he just kind of looked at me like, yeah, whatever, whatever. I said, no. I'm telling you, there's something in that room. I says, I felt it, I seen it, and it just scared the willies out of me. I'd use some other curse words, but it screamed the willies out of me. I said, I would not even sleep in that room. And it was like, he just kind of looked at me like, nah, Anne's she's overreacting. And I was like, nah. My daughter, I think for her being 2 years old, and I don't know what her experience was, but I know what my experience was. It scared the bejeebies out of me. And to this day, she'll be 19 this year. So you figure, in 17 years, that room still is so creepy. I don't like walking in there by myself. We've had other experiences, which I won't talk about it right now because I have a feeling my daughter's giving me a signal like I got about 2 minutes. But I'm going to tell you, that's just one of the things that have happened. But anyway, I'm going to sign off for right now. And I have a lot more to tell you. And you guys have a good day.